one really important thing these days is to have a very holistic ESG approach. So what does that mean? That means considering things like social factors and also governance, as well as the somewhat obvious environmental credentials. A lot of interesting trends in the real estate market at the moment, especially given the current economic environment. So the living sector is seeing a huge amount of activity. This is being driven by things like the huge supply-demand imbalance across Europe, but also environmental legislation. So we're seeing lots of projects in the sustainable and affordable housing space. In light of the current economic environment, we're seeing the traditional bank lenders pulling out of the market a bit, but we're seeing huge appetite from non-bank lenders, the likes of debt funds, who are offering whole loan strategies. So that's going up to around 70% leverage, higher than the traditional banks. Sustainability, of course, something that used to be a nice to have, but now considered by many investors as equally important, if not more important than financial considerations. Extremely important to have a very holistic ESG strategy. So what does that mean? Not just focusing on the somewhat obvious environmental credentials, but also on social factors and governance. And finally, increased focus from investors on KPIs, targets, and sustainability reporting, something that's being used by a lot of investors as part of their transaction structures.